I don't know what these guys are protesting. Yeah, there's like campylobacteriosis and tularemia, whatever that is. Yeah, things aren't going great in Florida. That's not my problem, though. Like, I'm not even working on that right now. Jeez. Hello.
Don't hello me.
Okay. Howdy.
How do
No.
pirates greet each other? Ahoy?
Oh, yar. Yar.
I'm developing my Pyrosona.
Okay, I support that. I got some really big coins. That might be... That's kind of pirate stuff.
Oh, that is kind of... I gotta go to the coin shop now.
We gotta go to the coin shop.
I gotta find pirate booty.
I have big silver colored ones, but they're not silver, and they have a big fat picture of Dwight D. Eisenhower on it.
Wow. I'm thinking of making a custom shirt which says "I'd rather be plundering,"
Okay.
and then it's got like a maybe like clip art of a pirate.
Sure.
This concept was funnier in my head, I think. I think that it's actually not that funny.
Well, what I'm not sure about is whether pirates wore graphic tees or whether you need that, like, you need a witty motto but like hone into into like a a petticoat.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm gonna make myself some coffee.
Ooh, he's making some 4:27 p.m. coffee. You know what that means. He's going to be up all night, and he's going to have a tummy ache in the morning. Many such cases. Habitat cleanliness is a disease risk. 121 alerts. Come on. Did you get your coffee?
I'm back. I made my coffee. Now I'm back at my desk.
Okay. I have bad news about Florida.
What?
It's full of disease.
Oh.
This one
Oh,
has
they're all sick.
salmonellosis. I've never even heard of that. It says I have 122 alerts. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Yeah. There might be a population crash, but they're
Not too worried
flamingos.
about it. Personally, I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put some more caretakers and just get them to just put more at the problem. Just if there's more people involved, things go better.
Right. So I'm playing Civ 6 because they're announcing Civ 7.
Uh-huh.
I think they announced the release date, so I'm like, I gotta play it one last time before I never touch it again.
Okay. Well, it's probably not coming out for another year.
Yeah, that's true. I'll probably get yet another opportunity to play Civ 6 again, but I liked Civ 6. It did not have the same magic that Civ 5 had, you know?
I suppose. I definitely like the monuments better in Civ 6.
Yeah, well, and I really like the districts. I thought that was a really cool addition.
Yeah.
But the AI just, they never really fixed it. It just sucks.
Yeah.
I've only got like one friend who plays Civ.
Mm-hmm.
I guess two. I guess Nick plays it too sometimes, but
Allegedly. I'll believe it when I see it.
yeah,
He's a Rocket Leaguer.
that's true. He is a Rocket Leaguer, derogatory, very derogatory.
Very derogatory.
World Congress.
Yeah, the diplomacy I don't think was good in either of them necessarily. Like you could
Yeah.
in Civ 5, I always just end up, because control of city-states makes you invincible in the World Council, so you can basically just buy votes, which I guess is not unrealistic, but it means that I always just focus on making money because I gotta buy off the city-states.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's I've found that you can kind of do the same thing in Civ 6. Like, there's almost no point, unless you're specifically going for a religious victory, to focus on religion when you can just focus on money instead.
Yeah.
And like have an infinite pool of resources that you can just spend forever.
Right. Now that said, a religious victory in Civ 6 is way more fun because there's actual combat.
Yes, that's true. It is way more fun. When in Civ 5 was that DLC? Like the
I don't remember, but you basically I think you just kind of go up to cities, and then it changes the icon if you win, but actually, like, fighting with apostles and thing is pretty fun.
Kind of cool.
There's really nothing better than, picking one of the more broken civilizations, founding a religion with a really naughty name, like Large Bosom, and then you get
exactly.
And then you get the game is like Rio de Janeiro wants Large Bosom. Yeah, and in the little history of the game, the magic book says Rome is the cradle of Large Bosom and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it gives a little
and
bit of
get,
texture.
Yes, you get a little chuckle,
But then you can also hire apostles of Large Bosom to, zap. They call down lightning and they destroy, It's usually just other... See, this is where it gets weird. Because you're always fighting, like, real civilizations. I mean, real, like, religions. Which,
Right.
I get, it is, but then it's also like, man, sometimes you feel bad about it. Sometimes you're like, this. I'm just reenacting a persecution.
Should Large Bosom really be destroying apostles of like Judaism? You're like, I don't know about that.
I think I need to self-crit my my playing here. I feel like this could be
yeah.
interpreted as a hate crime.
Exactly, right. And it's not, you know, like... Yeah, how to rectify that, you know? What are you making, exactly? What is...
Club Penguin. Approximately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I got bored of... Well, not bored of Florida. Florida's flourishing.
Yeah, well, everyone's sick.
Yeah, there's a huge amount of disease. They've got COVID, I guess. The piggies are doing fine. There's almost too many pink Jeeps.
Was that Disneyland that's there, or Disney World?
Yeah, there's a Disneyland castle with all the kangaroos inside.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you can actually see like the bugs in here. That's cool. Oh, and there's a dead. All right.
That's disgusting.
Oh, there's a few.
They're not doing well at all.
All right, we gotta call some veterinarians.
Nah, it's fine. They'll be fine. It's all right.
Yeah, well, most of them will be fine. This one, Zakaya, is not okay.
Well, yeah. Well, you know.
Really, the issue is that there's nothing culling the sick and the weak. So what I really need to do is just put the crocodile in here.
People have been saying this.
People. Oh, and my little orange grove with the tires. Whee. Okay, not getting distracted. Yeah, so this is going to be a difficult map to create Club Penguin because it's 30 degrees Celsius year-round. This is one of the tropical locations. So
yeah, you're gonna have to put down a whole bunch of coolers.
Yeah, just kind of like everywhere.
Like literally everywhere.
But then I get to have fun disguising them as other things.
Right.
I guess the radius isn't too bad.
Promotion. Caught on a mission have a much higher chance of escape. Yes. Yes, please.
Yeah, Civ 6 has the spy thing.
Yeah, the spies. I mean, they actually do stuff, which is nice.
Yeah. They also steal money. Sometimes if you have a nuclear power plant, they make them blow up.
Right. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
I'm looking forward to whatever is changed, but having been through this cycle now a couple times, I think the first Civ I've played was 4. I've tried 3, but I've only played at least a round of 4, and then a lot of 5 and a lot of 6. So I know it's not going to be on par with how Civ 6 is currently until, the end of the decade.
Right.
So it's always, unless there's just something just fundamentally kick-ass about whatever big new change that they're gonna make.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, when Civ 6 came out, I was so excited about the districts. I played so many games just because of the stupid districts thing. And I really appreciated that with the game, they integrated a lot of the ideas that were in the Civ 5 DLCs.
Yeah.
Like it came with religions, it came with, what was the other thing?
Kind of the opposite of how, like The Sims works, where stuff that's in the base game in one iteration is DLC in the next. You should be integrating the stuff you learned in the DLC into the new base game. I don't know why it's not Maxis anymore that makes it. They've got some other studio now doing it, I guess, for EA. I don't know why you would shy away from new features because the scope of The Sims is way bigger, way more granular
Right.
than like Civilization. Why are you selling? Why is like the concept of going to college its own standalone?
Why is laundry its own standalone thing
Right.
that costs like $15?
Right.
I get like vampires being its own standalone thing.
Yeah.
I understand that. Okay, you don't need vampires in the base game, right?
I would be okay with vampires in the base game.
I mean, I'd obviously be okay if it was free. I wouldn't be complaining. But like that sort of makes sense. But like, fucking seasons.
Yeah, the concept of a change. I think wasn't there an entire age group that was excluded from Sims 4? Like
I don't remember. I have not played Sims 4 in a long time.
I haven't ever. I've still got my Sims 3.
Honestly, Sims 3 to me is more fun.
Yeah, if
And I
you
don't
can get
think
it to
really-
run.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah. Obviously there was the stupid like $10, $15 content pack things, but Sims 3 expansions, so there was always a new city,
Right.
which I presume Sims 4 still did, but like the vacation one added a ton of new skills and like 3 whole other locations that you can actually visit. The new towns and all the other expansions this is just another place that you can make a house, play the game in.
God, that's okay. Worst fucking change from Sims 3 to Sims 4 is that like your character doesn't like really like go anywhere really. Like you can't like just drive places.
Yeah.
It's like weird. And you don't have a fucking car. Like you like teleport? Like come on.
Doesn't make any sense.
Like, how could you remove driving from the game?
Yeah. It's not like there's anything fundamentally like groundbreakingly new about Sims 4 that meant like, yeah, we really kind of have to start from scratch and re-add all these things that have been being added since, the Sims 2 era. We gotta go totally back to square one. I really don't think you did. Okay, I think this is approximately how I would like the kind of the base sculpting. Now I gotta paint rocks everywhere. I do like the idea of the like the climate emergencies and stuff in the
Yeah.
in the Civ expansions. I think having carbon capture is something that you can kind of do is it's interesting. Mostly the like. I mean, it's mostly just like a huge hindrance to have the mechanic to be like, okay, so you can have a flood, and you can have hurricanes, you can have droughts. It mostly it's mostly just a huge hassle that makes you not want to have disasters turned on.
Yeah. I feel like there's a better way to implement it, or something, you know? I'm really not sure.
It's just kind of one of these things that is difficult to gamify because it's just kind of a real problem.
Yeah, right.
Something that makes a good game mechanic is that if it's introducing extra complexity and like an element that isn't fun, like it's not, you're not happy that, you know, a flood went off and wiped out a bunch of your farmland or whatever, and yeah, you get little buffs when it does, but there's not really like ooh, this is a super beneficial climate like emergency. Like you don't really see neighboring, like your enemies don't really go tits up the same way, or if they do, it doesn't really seem to help you in any way. Like it would be funny if I was competing with this other Civ and I could see a giant hurricane barrel into their civilization and like totally wipe it out. That would be great. But for most of the game, you can't see what's happening in other civilizations. You can't. You can have like an embassy, so you can see the capital, but you're not really seeing what's going on with other places. So, like the fog of war, I know that for historical accuracy, yeah, you kind of don't know what's happening in this place that, you know, so someone encountered this area 300 years ago. They don't have an updated view of what's going on over there. There's no one actively searching it, but if I don't know what's going on, I'm only basically watching myself get screwed over and pummeled.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be something a little, a more... There's got to be a like a masochistic element to it, or a sadist something you can do to make it a little more fun.
Right. I'm trying to think, like, one of the ways that they sort of tried to make it, like, less, like, or try to make it, like, more interesting, was that, like, when you have a climate emergency, the World Congress can, like, vote to, like, send you aid.
Yeah.
You know? But that aid is usually just, like, money.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey,
So,
money's
like,
great.
I mean, yeah, no, it's great. But it'd be interesting if, like, what the aid actually did was, like, you had to meet a certain threshold of aid, and then your improvements would automatically be fixed.
Right.
Or, like, whatever was destroyed would be fixed. Because then, like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, because I always get screwed out over those. Like, if you are competing with someone who just has more diplomatic favor than you,
Right.
they're just gonna veto. They're gonna veto the proposition. So the world,
Yeah.
there's kind of no principles, because it comes down to, like, the AI just does not have principles. You can program them to have certain behaviors, but I don't know. Any civilization is just going to be vindictive if they're mad that you're winning, and they're gonna, if they have the sway, are gonna not, you know, they're gonna vote against the emergency. So then you can just have the emergency and then no relief, or after 20 turns or whatever, you get some money. Okay, we got Wada. Woo! My roommate's gonna think this is really awesome when they get home in like 15 minutes. My roommate.
That's what you're calling them now?
Roommate co-host, yep. That's
disgusting.
You're disgusting.
Yeah, a little bit.
drinking a cup of coffee at 4:50 p.m.? What are you trying to be awake?
First of all, it's completely normal to have afternoon coffee. Second of all, I really have a second.
First of all, I don't know.
Yo, I just built a Ferris wheel. My ass is building the Ferris wheel.
It is fun that spies can, like, sabotage production of World Wonders. It would be
Yeah.
more fun if you could blow them up. I do wish that there was a little bit more terrorism in Sid Meier's Civilization. I can understand why there isn't.
Yeah, it's because the creators are pussies.
Oh, don't.
No, I think that like you could make the barbarians into something way more interesting in the late game.
Yeah.
You know?
I do really like Barbarian Clans mode. Have you played with that?
Yeah, I do too.
Previously, in every iteration of Civ, I always turn the barbarians off because they target me way more than they target everybody else, and they just make it kind of a miserable experience.
Yeah, no, I love barbarian clans. That shit's dope as fuck.
You get to just, like, camp at, like, just, if you can get together a few, especially, like, early game, get together a few units and, like, just occupy a barbarian camp, you know, loot it every now and again. Do you have any idea how much gold you make looting a barbarian camp?
It's crazy.
Well, as, like, Rome, you get like 700 gold every time you do it, and you can do it every 10 turns or so.
Fucking insane.
So it makes your wildly militaristic playthroughs actually, you know, feasible.
Yeah.
And I do like being a violent lunatic in Civ. That is kind of the most fun thing to do.
Yeah, I wonder if they should make like a specific game mode that balances things more for like a conquest playthrough, you know? Because sometimes it feels like I'm just like stomping everybody because no one else is doing conquest,
Right.
right?
Well, I always stomp, but that's because I rig every single game I play. You know, so if I'm going to do a domination victory, I'm going to, first of all, always turn diplomatic victory off.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, I'm going to turn off science and culture as well, because it just takes longer to do a conquest victory. You know, you can't, it's like, it's doable, but not quickly. And, you know, someone off on the edge of the map is just gonna blast off to space after, you know, by about 1900 you're basically cooked.
Mm-hmm.
And then you lose, and that's just part of playing a game, is losing sometimes, but I don't put up with that. So I'm just rigging every single game that I play so that I know how you can actually win. That's the funny thing, is when you do that, when you disable different win scenarios, other civs don't know.
Yeah, right.
So they're just gonna keep, Korea's gonna keep gunning for a science victory even if you turn it off. So you know that's what they're prioritizing. I'm amazed my game hasn't crashed yet.
It's always nice.
Okay, well, we'll see how that's going. Have things improved in Florida? Can I... There we go.
What on earth? Why do I have a whole bunch of troops on this fucking island?
Nothing makes me more angry than having my, like, scouts killed.
Oh, yeah. Unit needs orders. Just figure it out, bro. I can't be holding your hand all the time.
Civ 7 needs a just chill. Just like hang out here, defend yourself if you're attacked.
I need a button that's like wake up in X number of turns.
Yeah.
You know? Because I'll like put something to sleep because I'm like, I can't actually do what I want you to do right now. But
Right.
I'll be able to once this next tech is researched.
And then it's been asleep for 2,000 years.
2,000 years, and you like find it, and you're like,
Forgot all about you. What I need is a game speed in Civ that makes research take, 100 to 200% as long, but doesn't increase how much time it takes to build units or just build things.
Yeah, so there are a few mods that do that. I'm playing with one right now, and honestly, it makes the game so much more fun.
Yeah,
Like,
I want to actually
actually-
use each era's like,
Right.
tech. I want to have like, I want to get in a good few hours at least of like knights and catapults. But if it takes an eternity to like research it, and then you can only build a few, and by the time you built a few, you're on to the next thing.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought we were gonna crash.
So has there been any information on what makes this one different?
Not that I know.
Okay, we'll find out. Okay. It doesn't really look like it on the map I'm looking at, but it feels wrong for the mine to not be, like, physically elevated. Everything looks flat in front of the mountains in this, but I feel like that isn't right. I'm just gonna back it up to like here. There we go.
No technology to steal? Why the fuck are you here?
Hey boss, these people, they don't got a clue. I'm just saying, I don't think we're figuring anything out from these guys. I am out of later. Wait. They're always focusing on where there is trash instead of focusing on where there isn't.
So true.
Igloo. Where are the igloos? Party at my Iggy. Habitat. Igloo?
Go to Korea and steal their shit.
Korea's always got shit.
No, fuck.
What's the highest difficulty ranking you've ever beat a Civ game on?
Beat a Civ game?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I never win Civ.
You should try. You should try rigging it.
I always just play, and then when someone wins, I just keep playing.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Whatever the one that's like 2 below deity is. I've
Okay.
won a game.
That's pretty high.
I've played deity a few times, and it is not. It's not very fun for me because it just feels.
You're just getting your ass kicked.
It feels like I'm just getting my ass kicked, and I'm just not that good, you know.
Hey, I've seen what the pro Civ strats are, and it's basically just keep rolling the dice until you come across a map that's so insanely broken in your favor that you can eke out a win.
Yeah. Well, you know, because the way that the deity and the higher difficulties work is that like the AI just get like unfair advantages.
Yeah, not smarter. They never get strategic.
Never get smarter, which I get that that's difficult. Okay, but like I'd feel better if I got outplayed, not that they have a 50% bonus to production.
Yeah. They can just build everything faster than you. And if you get scooped on too many things, you just kind of wasted 500 years worth of production. I wish there was something you could do with. I guess there might be, and I just don't know. Like once a resource is no longer useful for you, like iron, it doesn't help to have it. You get a little production bonus for the mine, but your giant iron stockpile isn't really helping you.
So I always play with like a million mods, but there's an overhaul mod that I'm playing right now, which adds a whole bunch of shit. And one of the things it adds is that you can, like, if you've got strategic resources that you're not using, you can like use a city to like, it's like a production project, and it turns them into gold.
Okay.
Which is, it's not like a lot of gold, you know, but it's not bad.
I'm making a lot of friends on Reddit this week by reminding people who are constantly posting other people's artwork that they need to at least name the person they took the artworks from. Yeah, people don't really like that. You know how much it sucks to like work a really long time on something and then stumble across it on the internet with your name nowhere to be seen? It doesn't feel good.
I feel like I definitely did not get this tech, but...
Wow, look at all these pretty trees.
People get pissy about that when you're like, hey, you should like...
So it's like a karma farming account who wants to ask the most basic question: what was the biggest dinosaur from this time period? And then it's a gallery of 5 pictures that's all artistic renditions of, like, they know the answer. And so it's like pictures of the biggest animals from that time period. So you already know the answer because you looked up the name of the animal and you're showing it to me right now. But it's always just a slideshow of pictures. Like, look at how cool and professional looking my karma farming comment is. I've got all these super high quality photos. And then just kind of never, like, I want to know who made that because I know it wasn't you. I would love to go to their website and maybe hire them to do some stuff. That's how people survive and continue making things that you can enjoy looking at for free and even shamelessly repost sometimes. But it's better to just say, here's this. It was made by not me.
You can also like karma farm that and still give credit.
Absolutely. I mean, it is.
You know?
It is just straight up. Because again, this person knows the answer. They're asking a question and they've got a picture of the answer attached to it. I don't know why people don't. Why people are falling for it. Like, you don't have to answer the question. They already know. They're just looking for cheap engagement. I'm gonna put stumps on top of all the coolers. It's a fun way to hide them. I know I've told this story, but one of the moments that made me realize I need to start watermarking my own work, which of course certain Redditors also fucking hate that. Was when I saw a senior academic in my field post a photo that I had taken, like without attribution, and I realized, oh, so my stuff like is worth, you know, it is quality enough to use on this platform. I just didn't realize that this person, who I presume, you know, we're talking about someone who is well enough traveled and has a big enough platform that you can take all your own pictures, man. And I just assumed that that's what you're doing. But then I woke up one morning and I scrolled a little bit, and there was my photo. And then he was like weird when I pointed it out. I was like, hey, didn't expect to see one of my pictures, but it's a really cool piece. Here's what the other side looks like. And the response I got back was, cool. And then I had to say, can you please add attribution? You have 80 times the number of followers that I do. Anyway, here's my roommate. Come say hi to Zane. They are about to bite the microphone, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. You'll have to figure out what that meant later.
Yeah. It's up to interpretation.
I don't interpret. I just roll with it.
Your pledge broken. Who gives a fuck? What are they gonna do, huh? Declare war on me?
I wish there was an option where they're like, you have a bunch of troops near me, and the option just says, yeah, and like they only let you say either I'm declaring war immediately, or
I disconnected for a second. I don't know what the fuck happened.
ugh, either declare war immediately or promise to move the troops.
Yeah.
You know, what if they're there and I'm not moving them? I'm not invading you. I'm not immediately declaring war because you notice that they're there, but I ain't moving them.
Yeah. Right. Like grow up, you know.
Yeah. Quit being a little baby, Cleopatra. Okay, one of my favorite things to do in Civ 5, back when I would do those really... If you've ever just set up a really long conquest, where, in my case, it's rigged, so I know I can't lose. It's just, you know, I'll spend 30 hours of gameplay just kind of slowly annihilating all opposition, and just kind of, you know, kick back and enjoy it. But in Civ 5, you can, as long as there's still a unit from a civilization kicking around somewhere, that player is still in the game.
Right.
And they can come back in when, you know, you can contact them at any time. So there can be a player that has no land holdings, just one scout out on the corner of the map, but you can still call them up and talk shit and you know, oh, I can't establish an embassy because you have no cities, haha. But you can also just like give them a city and then reestablish the civilization. So, and this is just one of those, like, again, should I be having this much fun annihilating a religion that in the real world experienced similar things? You know, is it, I probably shouldn't be enjoying, like, wiping out another civilization and then purposely giving them, like, a colony, a city that has one tile, like way off in the Arctic somewhere, and you're totally blocked in. I'll basically make you a captured city state. So you can only trade with me. I have control over you. You know, you have no way to get out of this little cage that I put you in. It's fun, but you know, evil.
Yeah, I always leave them one shitty city.
Yeah, and you have to name it something really rude too.
Yeah.
Because they won't change it when you give it to them. You know, you can defeat, what is it in Civ 5, Ramses? Defeat Ramses and then give him a little city that's called, you know, weirdo cat perverts. Weirdo Central, haha. Stupid babies who can't fight wars. And then they're also just your best friend forever. Even if you were the one who wiped them out, you give them one city, and it's basically forgiven. It makes no sense.
Just like real life.
Yeah, just like real life. We got that snow. I like the national parks in Civ 6.
Yeah.
I thought it was very funny that they included both Canada and Australia.
Yeah. What the fuck was that about?
I still have no idea who John Curtain is. Or, whoever the Canadian... Winifred? I don't know. Okay. What do you think?
Oh, that's what it's supposed to be.
Approximately. It took this amount of time just to kind of...
I can kind of see it.
It's already kind of naturally square shaped, which was useful, but I just need to add a bunch of landmarks. Also, Florida is experiencing a massive disease outbreak.
Wow. That's Florida.
Yeah, that's just Florida.
There's so
Yeah.
many of them.
Yeah, and they're dropping dead left and right. But I think it's really cool that my game hasn't crashed yet, because when I was streaming this just to Discord some years ago, that computer could not handle everything I was doing to it. Okay. Well, I think that's a good first effort on building Club Penguin. I'll keep doing that.
Looks pretty good.
Next week. I think we're gonna hop in the car vehicle before too long and come see you, Zany Boy.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah, it's not for sweet reasons though.
Are we allowed
Yeah,
to
if you
come
guys want to
before
come
6:30?
earlier, you're totally welcome.
Here, you can ask.
Are we allowed to come before 6:30?
I just fucking said that. I said if you want to come earlier, you're more than welcome to. You don't have fucking ears? What the fuck
Okay.
is wrong with you?
Well, no, they can't hear you. He says,
Tell them to be better.
okay. Zane says be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
you-
can
you-
we
you
can
guys-
come
you
early.
guys
We
can
can come
Get in the
early.
car and drive him over right now just for that.
Okay, well, okay, I'm apparently getting left behind, and you know I can't drive.
No, you can't. Not since the incident.
Not since the incident. I still have that. I need to drive my car to your place eventually because I got that hose and all those cups. But for
yeah,
another
yeah.
time, Okay. I'm gonna close OBS. Goodbye, if anybody. Oh, I'm so sorry. Someone did show up and I didn't notice. Sorry, William.